stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey have been satisfied by the inclusion of the date, time, and place of this regular meeting and the annual schedule and notice of regular meetings of this governing body. Such annual schedule and notice of regular meetings is posted at Borough Hall and sent to the record in the Press Journal, posted on the Borough website, and filed with the Borough of Dumont. Council members Carrot,
Here.
Casper,
Present.
Freeman,
Here.
Councilman Mann and Councilman Siliano are absent. Councilwoman Domchansky. Here. And Mayor McKim.
Here. We have two amendments to the agenda this evening. First and foremost is that the budget hearing that is offered tonight, the adoption of the final budget, will take place on May 17th. Additionally, ordinance number 1429, the second reading of the amendment of chapter 75, has been postponed to May 3rd. Can I have a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrot.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. At this time, we have a public hearing on the budget that was originally introduced by the governing body on March 15, 2011. Before we go into the public portion, our auditor from Roach Vinci Deegan, Gary Vinci, is here to present the current state of the budget.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, governing body. Just to bring everybody up to speed with the budget process, as you mentioned before, tonight is the hearing on the actual budget that was introduced last month. Keep in mind that the budget that the governing body votes on has to comply with two cap laws. There is an appropriations cap, which governs about 3/4 of your budget. Your budget is approximately $20 million, and the cap on the appropriations by law, you're allowed to go up to 3.5%. So obviously the budget that the council eventually votes on must comply with that section of the law, as well as the tax levy cap. The last 3 years, the tax levy cap was 4%. Last year, the legislators changed that and reduced it down to 2%. The budget that was introduced last month, the budget itself complied with the appropriation cap. However, the tax levy cap was not met. That budget was approximately $422,000 over that cap. Tonight, there will be a hearing on the budget that was voted on last month. There will also be a hearing on the COLA ordinance. The COLA ordinance is an action required in order to use a 3.5% cap. Does not mean that you will be taxing the people at that rate. It just means it gives you the ability to fund appropriations greater than last year by 3.5%. The 1.5%, just to give you an idea, the law allows you to go 2%. If you go to 3.5%, that 1.5% adjustment generates $211,000 to your cap. Whatever is not used in your cap, you're allowed to bank it for the next 2 years. So a COLA ordinance basically gives you an insurance policy. If you don't use it this year, since the laws governing what is subject to caps have changed significantly.
And Gary, just so everyone's clear, that's ordinance number 1428, the ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation.
Yes, that is correct.
And establish the cap bank. We do this on an annual basis.
You do this on an annual basis. I would say probably about 99% of the towns in the state of New Jersey do this on an annual basis. If you did not adopt this ordinance, you lose whatever bank is not used in the current year.
Thank you for that clarification.
Some of the major increases, just to give you an idea, the budget introduced last month was approximately $20 million. The budget last year, 2010, was about $19 million. Some of the major increases within the budget, the health insurance for the borough employees about $84,000. The pension, you are required to fund the public employees as well as the police and fire pension systems. They are administered by the state of New Jersey. That increase appropriation is $183,000. The debt service of the borough will increase as a result of the Phase 1 and 2 debt service for the EIT programs. EIT is a low-interest loan that we've been using the last few years on some of your key projects. The BCUA sewer charges is increasing $90,000, and there are contractual salary increases in the budget. Obviously, that will be increasing also. The levy that was voted on last month was approximately $16,400,000, approximately $1.2 million greater than last year. The impact on an average home last month, the budget would have an increase of $228. Average home in the borough is $382,000. So after the hearing tonight, and after the adoption of the COLA ordinance, the governing body has the ability to amend the budget. There is a budget amendment before the council. Since the amendment has significant changes to line items within the document, that resolution has to be advertised, and there will be a hearing on that amendment, which I think is scheduled for May 3rd, or will that be changed also to May 7th? I just make sure before you vote on that resolution, that the resolution has the correct date. You can do, if you had it on the 3rd, you could have a hearing on the 3rd, and you could still amend it the night of the 3rd, or adopt it on the 17th. It doesn't have to be adopted the night of the 3rd.
Okay.
What's required is that you have a separate hearing on that amendment next month.
Okay. If the resolution does not reflect the actual hearing date on the amendment.
No, it does. The last page, it does have it.
It does? Yeah, we'll do it all at once then. The amendment will take place, the hearing on the amendment will take place on the 17th of May.
Okay. Okay?
Okay.
Questions on the budget? Or?
Do you want to just give us a brief overview in terms of some of the line items that we either decreased or increased? Increases, I'm sorry.
There are probably 2 pages of decreases. I know the Finance Committee has met on numerous occasions, and there is a lengthy detail of adjustments that are being made throughout various salary accounts. When we go through each individual, what has adjusted the levy, which is probably the key component of the resolution. There are new sources of revenue available today that were not available when the budget was voted on in March. There is an existing lease assignment of the monopole, which will generate between the DPW building and the lease assignment should generate approximately $340,000. The borough will be receiving money through the FEMA program for storms that affected the borough last year as well as around Christmas time. Money that totals approximately about $160,000. So when you add those 2 areas together, the borough, if they voted on this resolution, would comply with the tax levy cap of 2%. Because you're bringing into the budget $500,000 worth of new sources of revenue.
One-time revenue.
One-time revenue. Exactly.
Which will not be correct.
Unless there is some other adjustments to the monopoles. It is one-time sources of revenue that next year, obviously, you would have to somehow either create another source of revenue to offset this or lower expenses. One other item just on this year's budget too. 6 weeks ago, the state changed what is included on your tax bill. So starting in 2011, there will be a separate library tax. It has never appeared on your tax bill before. So as part of this resolution, we're required now to separate
if any member of the public has a question regarding the budget. At this time, can I have a motion? At this time, can I have a motion to open up to the public on the budget amendment and hearing? Offered by Councilman Freeman. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has a question on the budget as introduced on May 15th and amended as of March 15th and as amended as of this evening, I ask that you step forward, state your name and address for the record. As a point of reference, you will have two other opportunities on both May 3rd and May 17th to comment publicly on the budget process as well. Can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor? Thank you. Councilman Freeman, we're going to move the amendment to the 2011 budget. Would you like to offer that amendment and then provide comment?
Sure.
Okay. Can I have a motion to amend the 2011 budget for resolution 110-111?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Freeman, second by Councilman Carrick. At this time, discussion from the governing body. Go ahead, Councilman.
Yeah, I'd just like to give everyone an update on where we are and where we started. When we began the process, we were $700,000 above the cap, and the increase per household was $289. When we introduced at the last meeting, as Gary had mentioned, we were $422,000 above the cap, and then an increase of $228 per home. If we accept these amendments, we'll be about $80,000 below the cap and at about $113 per home. In terms of concessions, we've received 2 furlough dates from the DPW. The municipal employees are at a net 0% increase, and we're still negotiating with the PBA with the options of giving back the clothing allowance, furloughs, or possibility of layoffs. The best example that I could give would be if you were making $3,000 a month and your bills were $4,000 a month, and that $1,000 that was left over, you kept putting on credit cards. And right now we're at a point where the credit cards have come to the limit, and we have to figure out what we're going to do. We either have to spend less money, there's no other credit cards to open up, and I think that's the thing. People from the town just need to understand the situation that we're in. With $500,000 of this budget being one-time funding, I mean, it's the equivalent of picking up a winning lottery ticket on the ground. You know, we're not going to get $500,000 of one-time money next year. So if we went back to this year and said we didn't get that $500,000, we would then be back to where we were before. So we'd have, you know, $400 some odd thousand that we would have to find somewhere to get this budget below the cap, and it frankly doesn't exist. Last year rather, we started out this process about $500,000 above the cap. This year we started $700,000 above the cap. The likelihood, just using simple math, is somewhere between $900,000 and $1 million above the cap next year. Now this is understanding that we have $500,000 of one-time money this year to get us into good shape. That just doesn't exist. I think another issue is when I speak to people, they say, well, you know, it hasn't been this way before. We never had this problem before. I mean, 2008 with the mortgage crisis, that never happened before. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac going under, never happened before. I think we need to realize that we're going into an area where at the state level, the federal level, and even the municipal level, there's going to be a lot of changes going forward. And you know, things that nobody wants to talk about are going to be brought on the table. On the federal level, Social Security, at the state level, dealing with pensions, and then at the municipal levels, it's only a matter of time. It's not decades, it's years where it's legitimately going to be spoken about, where combining different services for municipalities, whether it be education, you know, police, fire, if they're paid for fire services, it's not that far off, and we're in a dire dire situation, and I can tell you right now that the only thing worse than this year is going to be next year. And I just want people to understand that right now, everybody in the municipality is pulling together and doing their part to give back and help out, and we really appreciate that. And I just want to thank everybody that's been involved in this process, from all the different constituencies, because it definitely has been a group effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Freeman. Would anyone else like Councilwoman Zimichanski?
Just a couple of things. The departments are working at the same amount that they've been working at since 2004. And this year we cut at least 10% from the O&E from every department. And I just want to, what Ken said, I want to thank everyone for making concessions. I know it was tough, the furlough days. I know the employees who got the 0% net, but they're all trying, and it's a very hard time. Ken, you did a great job as the chair this year. John, thank you. I think we've had 6 meetings so far, and Councilman Mack was not here. And that's all.
I too would like to thank the Finance Committee and all the parties that sat down at the tables to come to a realistic number. I also recognize we have another month on the table that's been afforded to us to kind of close up and dot the i's and cross the t's. But I would like to thank the Finance Committee, John, Terry, who's not with us this evening due to a medical issue. Our thoughts and our prayers are with her. But certainly, this has not been an easy road that we've traveled down, nor has it ever been this early in the season. I don't recall in 7 years us adopting a budget before June 1st, if I recall July 1st. We've yet to adopt or see the voter referendum on the school budget, let alone see what the county does. But certainly, I think we can all agree that as things move forward, there are going to be structural changes to not only us, but to all levels of government in this state. If there are no more comments, can you call the roll?
Councilmembers Karen,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zimichanski.
Yes.
Thank you. Next order of business is second reading of ordinance number 1428, calendar year 2011, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limit and to establish a cap fund. Can I have a motion to waive formal reading?
So,
Offered by Councilwoman Zimichanski, seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor? Any discussion from the governing body at this time? Hearing and seeing none, can I have a motion to open up to the public on ordinance number 1428, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation and establish a cap bank? Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, if anyone has a public comment on ordinance number 1428 only, I ask that you step forward and state your name and address for the record. Hearing and seeing no one, can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt on second reading?
so
Offered by Councilman Freeman, seconded by Councilwoman Zimichanski. Sorry, Marty. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Carrick,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zimichanski.
yes.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of March 15th? Gary, thank you very much, and good luck on next time. Can I have a motion to approve the March 15th, 2011 executive meeting minutes?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilwoman Zimichanski. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Carrick,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zimichanski.
Yes.
Can I have a motion on the March 15th, 2011 public meeting minutes?
So moved.
Offered by Councilwoman Zimichanski, seconded by Councilman Carrick. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Carrick,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zimichanski.
Yes.
Can I have a motion on the March 15th, 2011 closed session minutes?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmembers Carrick,
Yes.
Casper,
Abstain.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zimichanski.
I have a motion on the April 5th, 2011 executive session minutes?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Zemchensky, seconded by Councilman Freeman. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Carroll,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Zemchensky.
Yes.
Thank you. And just so everyone's clear, at the next meeting on May 3rd, ordinance number 1429, amendment to Chapter 75, Section 9, the Police Department of the Borough Code, the police promotions will be called for a second reading. And on May 17th, there will be a public hearing on the amendment that was introduced and adopted this evening, followed by the final adoption of the 2011 budget. That's on May 17th. The public is more than welcome to come and review the documents, discuss the issues with myself and the council members, as well as our professionals, and they're strongly encouraged to do so. We will be here on May 3rd, and then again, we will reconvene on May 17th. At this time, John, can I have your report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The storm of December 26th, we made application to FEMA. The calculations have been complete, and we are anticipating receiving in excess of $36,000, which is 75% of the cost for the storm. I want to thank Lieutenant Connor for his work, and through the Chief's office, and also Pat Falcone for their work in that. With regards to the Washington Grant event, today I had a conversation with Cumberland Farms, who's the responsible party for making that whole issue right. We are going to be billing them in excess of $53,083.92. That will reimburse the borough on all emergency services that responded to the event that lasted approximately 2 weeks. We have been notified that one person on Cumberland Farms will be the appropriate authority to deal with this. I spoke with her today, and we both want to resolve this rather quickly, and we're hoping we get that money in relatively soon. The Joint Insurance Fund issued us a check for $500, which is a bronze certificate, and that has to do with the safety program that we have here in the borough, and that's in large part due to the department heads as well as staff. We have regular safety meetings with the Joint Insurance Fund, and as a result of what transpired last year to this year, we were awarded this gift. Hopefully next year will be higher than that. The building department is the responsible party through the building department. Steve deals with fire prevention. There was an issue with regards to an apartment complex a while back where a contractor came in and basically turned off the fire protection for the entire complex. It was brought to our attention. We had to put in a fire watch. As a result of that, in excess of $18,000 in fines have been submitted to the owners. They will also be going to the Construction Board of Appeals and Act Attack as a result of it, and hopefully the courts will deem those fines appropriate. We have also been in negotiations with the contractor that worked on the plant at Memorial Park. We've asked for negotiated for over $20,000 liquidated damages to come back to the borough. Initially, that was rejected by the contractor. I was notified today that that probably has been accepted by the contractor, so we're hoping to get that money back as well. A year ago, we negotiated with Bergen County Utilities Authority for a shredding program for the borough residents. That program went over very, very well until on a Saturday morning, and we've been told that the program is going to be offered to do them again this year. I've already signed up for it. We were told that the program will begin countywide after July 1st. We're just waiting for dates to be assigned to the borough, and that will go out to the residents by way of website and also the local papers. And I just want to wish everybody a great holiday. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Joe. Councilman Freeman?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On March 24th, the Environmental Commission met, and we spoke about the various options for the community garden. The Joint Land Use Board met on March 29th.
DPW report, in general, I think due to the proactiveness of Mr. Ebenhock and his department, the department has been sending the sewer jet out on a daily basis, checking sewers to avoid backups. It's working out very well, and it's found numerous sewer jobs before they cause any backup. Streets total miles swept in the month of March, 334. Catch bases cleaned, 41. Repaired, 7. Metal pickup on the east side was 59. It was canceled on the west side because of weather. Park cleanup continues, getting ready for the spring sports schedule. There's several water pipe breaks in Memorial Park which have been repaired. Grass pickup is scheduled to begin the first week of April. Parks have been weeded and cut, and crew is ready for pickup to begin. A reminder to the residents, make sure you put all your debris out in 32-gallon garbage cans or brown recycled bags. Branch pickup has been scheduled to pick up with your yard debris. We no longer pick up branches separately. Branches should be tied and bundled in 4-foot lengths. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Castro. Councilman Carroll?
Yes, I understand. Yes, April 30th, Madam Joe, is Arbor Day.
I wrote that down on one of my things. Go right ahead.
They'll be looking for you down there with the shovel.
Something new, right? New at the Arboretum?
Yes.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on the 30th.
Thanks.
All those who would like to attend. On May 30th is Dumont's Memorial Day Parade. And all those who go back to the original route, which is out of Pershing, down Madison, back up to Milford and up Virginia. We got a couple of new people who are going to come in, Experience going to give us that trolley. Already it offers one of these decked out garbage trucks. It's supposed to look nice. But I'm just looking for help. I know we're smiling, waving. We'll be sitting there looking. We have a meeting next Monday at 7:30 up here, so if anybody could attend, it would be great. Also, Chief, I don't know, did you talk about that game? Another story? Okay. What else was it? I'm sorry, I'm confused. That's all I got.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Zimshansky?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the Chamber of Commerce meeting last week. They are looking at ways to increase their membership. Talks are ongoing about a street fair for the fall. Senior St. Patrick's Day party, over 100 were in attendance. 40 seniors went to see Spamalot at New Jersey Pattern Newark, and 42 seniors, and my mom and I are going with them tomorrow to the Westchester Theater to see Singing in the Rain. There's ongoing sign-ups for the summer luncheon at Rockley, May 27th, and they'll be participating in the Memorial Day Parade. Every day by the senior center, there's at least 50 in attendance, socialized exercise. Donna does a great job with them. They have bingo, dancing. The police, I attended a workshop with Councilman Manor and Captain Falborn at the Police Academy on local law enforcement strategies. Dispatch for the month of March received a total of 2,284 calls. 87 were for medical aid. The division investigated over 30 motor vehicle accidents, 19 were serious. 535 summonses were issued for motor vehicle, 2 bench warrants, 4 psychopathic commitments, and there were 18 domestic violence incidents and 47 criminal cases. Registration for Dumont Day will begin Monday, May 2nd. This year I'm not doing the registration in person. Forms can be picked up in Borough Hall or on the Borough website. And that's my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I'd just like to wish everyone a happy Easter and happy Passover. Sue, if you could read the consent agenda.
All items with an asterisk are considered to be non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There may be further discussion prior to the vote upon request of a member of the public or a council member. Also, any item may be removed for further discussion or for roll call vote, in which case the item will be removed and considered in its normal sequence as part of the general order of business. Resolution 102 is the bills list. 103, approval of DPW seasonal employee. 104, Darrell Corbett, appoint as municipal court administrator. 105, John McKenna, appoint as member of the Ethics Board. 106, resolution protesting VCUA fee increase for 2011. 107, approval of St. Mary's Carnival Amusements raffle to be held June 6th through June 11th, 2011. ID number 109-1-471, RL number 338. 108 is approval of St. Mary's on-premise 50/50 raffle to be held June 6th through June 11th, 2011. ID number 109-1-471, RL number 339. 109, approval of St. Mary's off-premise 50/50 raffle to be held June 6th through June 11th, 2011. ID number 109-1-471, RL number 340. Number 110 is approval of the LoSAP contribution, $53,800.
Can I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second. Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. Any discussion from the governing body at this time? No. Can I have a motion to open up to the public on the consent agenda items only? Second. Offered by Councilwoman Zamichowski, seconded by Councilman Freeman. All in favor? Aye. All right, all in favor? Aye. Should I get more than one? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. All those opposed? At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to address the governing body on the consent agenda, please step forward and state your name, address, and which resolution you have a question or concern about.
Mr. Chen.
Hi, if you could just state your name and address for the record.
Hi, Chen, 90 Peak Road. A question on the bills list.
Sure.
I noticed that the payment for PSE&G seems unusually high this month.
Mr. Chair, without having the documents here, my only comment on that would be that there may have been overlaps of payments due for more than 1 month. One of the issues that we have with PSE&G is that with the overlap of bills lists and depending on when we get their vouchers back, there's a time frame issue, and sometimes we have 1 month with PSE&G payments, other months with more than one. I'd have to check on it, but I'm just telling you what I believe to be true. If there's anything different, I'll reach out to you tomorrow, let you know.
Time to follow up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I made an OPA request, once in January for the 2010 bills, and also once last week for the January through March bills, and it just seems that they're bills that are just consistently not being paid month to month, or the minimum is being paid. So I'd like to find out if it's going to be resolved.
Well, I don't remember ever a minimum being paid. My understanding is that there is an overlap issue with our warrant list and when we get the vouchers back from them. And it doesn't always happen with PSEG, sometimes it happens with other vendors as well. We get them information, they've got to sign a document authorizing that they want the money along with the bill. They get it to us, suppose on our warrant list, we pay it. Sometimes there's an overlap. So on some of those bills, you'll see that it's, there's a late payment, or not a late payment, but a notice of possible shutting off power. It's only because we cannot comply with documents going to them for them to sign off on and send it back to us and get it on the warrant list in order to get it paid on time.
Okay, please check, because I've been looking at 2010 and 2011, they happen pretty much month to month.
I'll check it for you.
Okay, and also I have a question on the payment to Viridian Energy. I'd like to find out what purpose is that, because I understand that since the borough has its electric power supplied by Viridian, all the borough has to do is cut one check to PSE&G, and that separate payment will be going to Viridian as well.
To be honest with you, that I would definitely have to check because I don't know the separate payment that went to Viridian.
Okay, it's on the bill list.
Number 49241, you say?
Yeah.
$506.08.
All right, I wanted to find out whether those are late fees.
We'll take a look at it and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the consent agenda? Can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman, all in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. We have a motion on the consent agenda for tonight, April 19th, offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, can I have a roll call vote?
Councilmembers Carrick,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Senachansky.
Yes.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to open up to the public for general participation, offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman, all in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to address the governing body, I ask that you step forward and state your name and address for the record. Seeing and hearing no one, can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman, all in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All those opposed? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Offered by Councilman Carrick, seconded by Councilman Freeman, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.